One of the funniest things I've noticed about musicians.
No.
Those who are not serious about the music, those who really don't get the hit song, they are the ones who fight over titles.
Ah.
Yeah. Those who struggle with the hit song.
Now when that hit song, I bet I will fight you.
That is the because why would you be focused? Look, show me one video of Shatta Wale fighting over dancehall artists. Like I'm the dancehall artist. He says it everything he does is in the song. And consistently he has been proving it with different music. Which I don't dancehall. You don't need someone to tell you this is a dancehall to you. When you hear it, this is hard. This is dancehall. You have to prove yourself with your music. Stonebowy has been allocated Afrobeat on Shazam, and you are still playing Afro dancehall. I know they understand. Your music you've been doing in recent times have always been Afrobeat. Also Afro dancehall. You understand? And aside that, the naming, exactly how he said it, the naming is just quite precise.
Okay.
Afrobeat is just African beats. If you watch the documentary for Beyonce's Lion King, you understand? They've been talking about the African sound. That's Afrobeat. So if they've been coined as Afrobeat now, so about Afro dancehall, there's no difference. Just say Bibini there, he wants his name to just say Young Tony Dean was friends and Grammy websites. I was seeing the Dean Remu by hook or crook. So the Bibiaba.
Na hip life mwejan. Afro dancehall.
No, hip life is a different niche. You see, no. Look, between the two, the only thing is name. And the name is the same. Afro dancehall, African dancehall. African is the same as Afro. So what is the name? Where our person I etch this. Shatta, you see, the painful part is Shatta Wale has never fought for a title for himself. Of course, he calls himself dancehall king, but he has been proving it with his music.
Yeah.
When he went to Jamaica, and after he performed of course, On God, you can't tell me On God was a dancehall music. You understand? But that music he performed, after people went into his archives, they realized, nah, this guy is a real dancehall guy. It is your music that will give you out. If you are calling yourself an Afro dancer, and I go and I hear baby, oh, what is that?
Oh, but
prove your music.
There's a song that he said, Afro dancer or Papa Bini.
That is the problem. So because you say it in a music doesn't mean that is what it's supposed to be.
That's
it is the beat that determines a music. If you are singing a gospel song on a high life tune, doesn't mean it's you find the gospel. No, it's high life. High life is not an album.
You can't tell that to Jamaica.
What I say?
No,
you understand? It's the beat that determines the music. So if we have artists, you see, we are fighting over titles, and this has become a whole topic. People are so you see, Brofuno, hey, one go school, Ghana need the Brofuno wrong, and you write semantics. The Brofuno, you see, you think they are deep.
Manifest deep.
You see, so at the end of the day, which all of them fighting over the title. Reggie Rockstone, we are talking about. He strongly stood for hip life, even after hip life resurgence. At the point, hip life came back again, and he was part of VVIP, giving back-to-back hip life. If you are standing for something, make sure you are consistent. You are standing for this thing. And so if you look at your last release, Afrobeat, but you are still fighting for Afro dancehall, I mean, make it make sense to me. Prove whatever you are saying. And you see, it is not about you saying it all. The people after listening to your music for some time, no, this guy is a badass musician. How many times have you not heard people saying Stonebowy is a good reggae artist?
Yeah. The people say when he does
reggae, it's very solid. Songs, why? Your music is proving so. And you know, I call radio, I say, me, I'll be badass reggae artist. Do it. Be consistent with it. When was the last time you even drop a reggae song? You understand? If you want us to remember you for something, give us that music. You first of all, you yourself, you don't even believe that music will market yourself. You are not doing that type of music. You switch to a different genre. And so pre-title. You understand? Why? Because Moily has been giving that title Afro dancer into also the own shape.
But he invented Afro.
Invention, man. African dance on the Afro dance is different.
He said it in his song that he's doing Afro dance.
And what's the difference between Afro dancer and African dancer?
The name.
It's just spelling. Name the Nyashe. It's synonymous.
Okay.
Name the Nyashe. That's what I have to say.
Bro, you can take over from here. Let's get your addition to the invention and the inventors of sounds in our music industry here in Ghana.
Me no ask nobody if you call making my fans them call making.
You see?
Only Jah knows, only Jah. I know one day them I go see this a reality. That is the song from Shatta Wale.
Yeah, I know, right?
And you know one thing that I find very interesting about this
Tell us.
is not even about I am the originator. I am the inventor. I did this. I did that. It is about when an entity, even from afar, decided to into what you guys are doing,
Right.
to pick an information from it. The person, interestingly, was able to pick certain kind of music and even captured in its article says Shatta Wale, known as Charles Nyama Mensah, has emerged. Okay, so it says African dancehall in the evolution of African dancehall with a career spanning more than a decade. His discography includes notable albums such as Times and Seasons
Times and Seasons.
in 2014,
2014.
After the Storm 2016,
Precisely so.
HBD mixtape. HBD mixtape.
Yeah, call.
I doubt if lots of people know the HBD mixtape about Shatta Wale.
What they are saying.
That is in 2018. The Wonder Boy, that is in 2019. And Mali in 2023.
Yeah.
I'm sure if you are to ask people to mention real dancehall pieces, like I'm not talking about the fanatics, I'm talking about general music consumers who probably may know Shatta Wale. Most of them may not know some of these albums,
Yeah.
or may not be so much familiar with some of these albums. But you see, it is the works that are speaking, and how consistently you are able to push whatever you're doing.
Exactly.
See, when Reggie Rockstone, the whole hip life conversation started, and people were doing, it is Reggie Rockstone. Oh no, another person mentioned it somewhere here. Reggie did not do much in fighting for that title. He only had to stand his grounds, and people were just, or put out his works, and people were just campaigning for him. At the end of the day, he didn't do much in saying, I did it, I did that. No. Because the works are there. It even came between Baya BC on Lord Kenya, Baya BC on your Brafo, Yedine Koya Kwambule. Saying yes, the same, what we are calling the hip life were the same things the likes of Ambule Dems were doing even before Red Rockstone came. Right. But at the end of the day, there was some form of consistency with what he was doing. And that is it.
Yeah.
To me, I think Stoneboy is a better reggae artist than a dancehall artist.
I see.
Yes. And you see, when you go on his discography on streaming platforms, it is just recently that he's being recognized even with Afrobeat. And that even started when he signed on to Def Jam Africa. Def Jam Africa, during the launch, introduced Stoneboy as an Afrobeat artist. That is the path they carved for him. But before that, when you enter into his discography, he was more recognized as a reggae artist.
I see.
And it is one of the reasons why he's won the Reggae Dancehall Artist of the Year consistently. People think that it is because Shatta Wale is not a better dancehall artist. No. But you see, Stoneboy's repertoire consists more of reggae than dancehall. And in our music genre, until dancehall gained some level of prominence at a time, reggae was very dominant.
Okay.
And because Stoneboy's reggae discography was huge than in any of his dancehall songs, Shatta does most of a few typical hardcore dancehall songs. Then the rest, he blends them into the African dancehall.
Exactly.
So even when
music.
exactly, so even when people want to vote, okay, who is a better reggae, and you see that category was fused, reggae and dancehall, and the dancehall community was not that big. Obviously, people will gravitate towards the reggae, and it is the reason why he's won it consistently. Shatta's discography in terms of reggae is not that much compared to his dancehall songs.
Yeah.
You understand? So it is like that. So, sir, oh, I am the originator. I did this, I did that, I did this, I did that. At the end of the day, what I see is that success has many friends.
Of course.
People would want to belong. And whoever think that they've had any contribution to the genre would also want their name to be written.
Yeah, they'll come up.
Not because but for the bragging rights.
The fact that they are still integral part
for the accolade. History will forever remember them. Okay. And you see, I know why Stoneboy, after Billboard recognizing Molly, will not go directly to show his congratulations, but will also add semantic story.
Okay.
Because if you watch his post very well, I am the originator coming to explain what the Afro dancehall is was very needless. And it is a fuse of juju and reggae and what?
Philosopher.
Why a deep
But he's the originator, so can't he say it?
I am not saying he
He's
can't.
giving you all the background.
No, I'm not saying he can't.
He's the originator.
But no, I am not saying he can't. But would that be the first?
No.
When Apple Music and all those platforms were choosing dancehall music, African dancehall music, Team Shatta did not submit. They did not submit.
Yes.
They picked. And it is not only, people think that it is only about, when they are talking about the African dancehall, it is only peculiar to Ghana. They come through the entire African continent
to confirm this.
Yes.
And we know as Apple Music, it comprises of the Shazam and the iTunes, and including other entities. So even if they would want to have or tell a story, they still need to find one that will be authentic for them to hold on to. Even if you would want to come and add your own in the near future.
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah.
So for people who want to be recognized, my own is that this is not how you can get the recognition.
Okay. Oh, it's part of it.
You see, the only place this will land you will be website articles.
Yeah, and it is important.
And commentaries. And you see, it may be important.
Yeah.
But you see, at the end of the day, when there is going to be a real collation of what the story is, you can be left out. You know why?
That could be an oversight.
And you see...
Yeah. This is your boy, Wale Music TV. Send subscribe my shots, wanna subscribe him. If you wanna click bell no do, na me the video be out tomorrow. I want the first person about share. If you wanna drop a comment was so. Wale Music TV, yes, Shatta Wale ni TV, I ever more Shatta Wale ni news. Na update, everything be a friend Shatta Wale who be a once a back on the more platform do. Into bomb modern subscribe, next share, no brother, and I was system who edumede in Wale Music TV. Video be able post on what had they be a by Shatta Wale. Inti say Shatta Wale no fan quoting there, blend a bit good news. Blend never share, never subscribe, no brother, and I was system who edumede in the more platform do. Video be able post on what had they be a by Shatta Wale. Inti say Ejimu the day Shatta Wale fan quoting there, blend a bit good news by Shatta Wale. Net bomb modern share, no brother, and I was sister. On who edumede in Wale Music TV. Thank you.